1 world champion, warming up, preparing, ready for his next stint in the Peugeot 908. And it's aspects of this race like this guy and Peugeot that have drawn such a massive crowd to Le Mans this year. It has been quite incredible this week, Dawes.
You can't even begin to show the amount of people around an 8-mile circuit, obviously, but this does suffice to say there's hundreds of thousands of people here. Look at the cameras of all the different media, all wanting a piece of Mr. Villeneuve here.
Well, that's the way that it's been typically at Pescarolo Sport, surrounding Henri Pescarolo's team and boys and carrying the hopes of France. But now that belongs to Peugeot. He's still gone with the baggy suit idea, hasn't he?
It's awful clean, too. And they got to roll him around in the mud a little bit, make him look worn, weathered. That's a brand new one, I guarantee you. 2:30 in the morning. It's pretty cool outside, so he would not have put on those suit he had earlier, which would have been a bit sweaty.
Look at that. Look at the throng of media at 25 to 3 in the morning local time, all wanting their shot of Jacques Villeneuve preparing for his stint in Peugeot. Well, while he waits, another former F1 driver has just finished his drive at night. Justin Bell is standing by.
Yes, it's definitely a little media circus down here for the Peugeot. I tell you what, the car comes in, the team look very well rehearsed at this. Villeneuve has a very large seat insert, which he's been clutching rather amorously for the last 5 minutes. He was on standby on deck quite early on. Looks very much like a routine stop, but obviously the unroutine thing about this is Jacques Villeneuve getting in the car. I can see we're sitting right inside the car there. I mean, fantastic shot. And I've got to tell you that Villeneuve's eyes were darting around while his head remained absolutely motionless, waiting. I know what he feels like. It's quite a freaky sort of expectation of what's going to be happening out in the darkness ahead of you. They're actually having a little problem with his seat. He's having to get back out. The seat belts have obviously been trapped underneath the seat insert. Any of us that drive sport car know that that's one of the perils of using a seat insert when your teammate isn't the same size as you. And of course, one thing we're noticing, in contrast to the Audis, is that they have to go through this very, very small, maybe 2.5 foot square aperture on the side to get the driver in. Whereas with the Audis, it's pretty darn simple. They just stand up and help each other out. It requires a little bit of flexibility thanks to that good old German athletic training I know they go through pre-Le Mans. But they close Villeneuve's door now. They're hammering the latch shut. Meanwhile, there's a little Frenchman. I can just about see his feet hanging out the door, which is a beautiful sight. We'll see. They're having some issues, guys, and I'm not sure what that
Justin,
is.
our director, Terry Ligner, brought up a good point the other day. What do you make from a driver's point of view? What do you make about JV's baggy suit? When he was in Formula 1 and Formula Cars, you've got the time to position yourself and make yourself comfortable. But in sports car racing, where you're in and out and time is of the essence, can it get caught? Does it get uncomfortable? Does it bunch in the center of your back?
Well, I was almost going to bring that up. It reminded me watching him get ready of my son, a 3-year-old, in his little romper suit. Apart from, I hope he makes as much money as that one day. It is a problem. I mean, generally we have a problem with bagginess. He is taking off. They got his belts on. But let's just talk about that for a second, guys. When you're wearing a baggy suit and you've got, all the belts in a very confined cockpit, a very, very Formula-style seat, it is tough to get the belts around you. The crutch belt is difficult to do. Most drivers are more uncomfortable because of the tightness of their suit. You know what I mean, Dorsey? And, we try and live with that. So it's a funny throwback. I don't know when he started it, but he's not going to win any kind of Maxim Fashion Awards, that's for sure. But he's in the car now. We'll see how he's...
Well, if you got a nice, tight-fitting suit while you're walking around, it makes you look real He-Man-ish and nice and everything. But when you go to get in the sitting position, it, on the other hand, doesn't do that so good. Not a good feeling.
We just showed you a quick overview there of F1 drivers who have raced here at Le Mans.